Hi everybody, Dr. Bill Crawford here, psychologist, speaker, author of 4 books, host of 2 PBS specials. Here today to give you another tip on how to help you create the life you want. How to bring more clarity, confidence, and creativity into everything you do. Today I want to look at the subject of trust. Certainly a big one out there, and unfortunately people seem to be divided into 2 camps. Either that, trust is good, you got to have trust, therefore you should trust that people are good, they'll eventually do the right thing if you just give them the space to do it and things will be fine. The other one is, whoa, no, you should never trust anyone. You should trust screws your life up. It makes you vulnerable, so you should always kind of go around on guard. Whenever I run across a either-or perspective, I always look at that both-and solution. And I'm wondering if the reason that we are so divided around this concept is that we may be looking at it in a way that isn't serving us. There's a quote that I'm sending out to those 5,000 people on my quote list that speaks to trust in a slightly different way. It says, "Trust is simply a set of expectations about the present and the future. What's important is to ensure that they are chosen and evaluated based on awareness versus fear." So let's break that down. Basically a set of expectations. We go into a room, we flick a switch, we trust the lights will come on. That is a certain expectation we have based on the past. If it doesn't come on, we don't feel like devalued or in some ways that our world is shaken. We kind of go, good information. I wonder what needs to be fixed there. Same perspective in terms of relationships and people. In some ways, people will give us really good information about what we can trust with respect to their choices. They say that the best predictor of future behavior is past behavior. Now, does that mean people can't change? Of course not. That's what I do. One of the things I do is help people change. But that's a process where we look at what isn't working for us. We take responsibility for it. We change it. That's not a lot of folks are doing that. Most people are kind of going along doing the same thing they've always done. And in many ways, we can trust that if we look at it as good information. That's a phrase that I love to encourage my clients and my participants in my seminars and workshops to look at. Someone does something, we go, okay, good information. Versus, oh, I can't believe he did that, and how dare he or she. And when we get into that feeling, then when we put our trust in someone, and they haven't given us really good information that they can be that way consistently, and of course, then they aren't that way, and we feel like 2 things. Number 1, we feel betrayed, we feel let down, and we start to question our own judgment. Can I trust my own judgment? Can I trust me? And that's where awareness, I think, can come in as a good energy for evaluation. We look at how we are making decisions, what our expectations are about ourselves, about others, about the future. And we ask ourselves the question, okay, have these expectations been chosen on purpose? Are they serving me? Do they help me make the statement I want to make about who I am? Would I recommend these expectations to someone I love? If so, I think we can hang on to them, and then we want to use awareness to see if they prove to be accurate, because we'll never know. However, life will always give us really good information if we will look at it in that way. That way, our sense of what we trust, and to some degree who we trust, can change, can be fluid based on good information, based on awareness. We're not having to use fear of what will happen if someone violates my trust as a way of staying safe. Because in my humble opinion, using fear as a way to stay safe only works in fight or flight situations. You're in physical danger and you need to either fight that or run away from it, fear is great. But when you try to use fear as a way of evaluating your life in terms of who you trust, what you remain is often frightened and on guard. And that's not a way I want to live my life, and it's not a way that I encourage those that I work with to live theirs. So I'm going to encourage you to kind of rethink this whole concept of trust. What are my expectations? What have I chosen to trust? Is that working for me? Would I recommend that to someone I love? And as I go forward, I want to use awareness. I want to be aware of whether those expectations prove to be trustworthy. If so, I hang on to them. If not, I change them. But that process of awareness and change and confirmation is all done in a way that allows us to create the life we want on an ongoing basis without needing to predict the future. Because we can trust who we are. We can trust those qualities and characteristics that we bring to life regardless of the situation. And from that standpoint, we can then begin to deal with those situations and those people around us. I hope you're finding these videos valuable. As you know, I'm having a wonderful time bringing them to you. If you do, please hit the like button. You know how Google and YouTube really pay a lot of attention to that. Also, if you want me to come and do a presentation for your organization, that's what I do. I go around the world doing that now. Go to my website, billcrawfordphd.com. Hit the contact button. Let me know what you're interested in. Same thing if you're interested in me working with you as a life coach, psychologist. Hit the contact button. Let me know, and I'd love to discuss that with you. In the meantime, here's to you bringing more clarity about what trust is and how you've decided to use it to help you create the life you want. Confidence in your ability to bring that to life, and creativity when things need to be adjusted. More clarity, confidence, creativity to everything you do. And I look forward to seeing you in the next video.